Excellency, thank you so much for sharing with us your wisdom. And let me assure you that I'll be in Kabul next week. As we discussed last night, we would touch base on the conclusion and recommendations that you made, and also the feedback we received from our participants. And we would work very closely with you. And also for that reason, which we discussed about some other idea related to that, how we can make this better. I'll reach to my good friend Alyssa Stack at the Task Force for Business Development Operation, and for the same reason to USAID, if they could facilitate the process for us. You're a great technocrat, as you said. We really appreciate it. And also you're a very good professor, which is very helpful. See, we have a few more minutes. Let me just make, I wanted to speak for a few minutes about Minister Pashtun. He really said almost everything I wanted to say, so I can't find anything to add to that. But it was a great 2 days with you, and it's really a symbol of strength, cooperation, and willingness of private and public sector to work together. And this is what really Afghanistan needs. And Afghanistan has made tremendous progress in the past 11 years with the help of the US and other donor countries. And the Afghans are very appreciative of that. I've been to the most difficult part when Alyssa, she is planning the task force to go to eastern, to southern part of Afghanistan. I've been and I spoke with the people. Let me tell you, they really appreciate it. People really understand that. And it's very important for Afghan that you are engaged, and it's very important for the stability of the region and the United States for a reason. Despite all this thing being done in Afghanistan for the past 11 years, we spoke about achievement, but Afghanistan is still not quite there. And it was because of, to undo the damage caused by 30 years of war, famine, and extreme poverty, it takes a while. But on the other hand, it creates opportunity for you as investors. We discussed, General Field mentioned billions of dollars spent in Afghanistan. Now, as Alyssa and some other folks from USAID and ISAF mentioned, we are to the second stage, and that's where Afghanistan needs you, and that's where you can invest your money, and that's where you can make your profit. So the situation in Afghanistan is very encouraging, particularly in the backdrop of this strategic agreement was signed with the United States. That gives the sense of security to Afghans. Afghans were really worried. A month and a half ago when I was in Kabul, they were concerned. People were taking their money outside Afghanistan. They were leaving. Right now they're going back to Afghanistan. So this is, that strategic agreement. And just also, it was followed by the Chicago conference. So now the Afghans, they understand there will be support for Afghanistan's stability, and there will be support and guarantee for Afghanistan's future by not letting terrorists and insurgents to destabilize Afghanistan once again. So what does that mean for you and for us in a very simple term, if I may say that? We will have in Afghanistan less foreign troops, but we will have more economic opportunities in Afghanistan, less troops. President Obama's former National Security Major General James Jones declared this in a very realistic and courageous term. He said that the piece of strategy that has to work in the next year is economic development. If that is not done, there are not enough troops in the world to succeed in Afghanistan. So let's put this in the context. So what Afghanistan needs at this point is neither smart economic policies to defeat the insurgency that Minister Pashtun and some other high-level people, they highlighted that about their vision and how they're going to, going forward, they're going to work on that. So again, coming back to the smart economic policies, how's that going to happen? What is that? It is improved opportunity and quality of life within Afghanistan. If that happens, that would reduce violence in Afghanistan. That would create hope within Afghan, giving them a reason to side with the Afghanistan government instead of siding with terrorists, with insurgents. I mentioned earlier, I have spoken with a good number of Afghans, from Afghanistan leadership to common Afghan, to tribal leaders, to taxi driver, different part of Afghanistan. And I heard a message from them. They said, we love foreigners, we love Americans, we are not against them. We want them to come invest in this country. They want you to come invest. They say, if we have European, American, and all these generous donors, they come invest in Afghanistan, then it's good for us. And I asked him, why? I mean, why not versus some other countries? He says, when they come here, they would give us our job. We know we would have our country. We know the money will come to our pocket. And that would just empower us. So people are smart. They understand it. And Afghanistan really needs investors. And particularly, as Minister Pashtun mentioned earlier, we need foreign investors to come, open joint ventures with Afghan. ISI is there to help you. And Mr. Ahmadzai did an excellent job yesterday explaining, how you can just utilize your services to have the foreign investor work along with Afghan and use the Afghans to take care of your problem in Afghanistan for you. So let me summarize this. I promise that everyone will be on time for lunch. So in Afghanistan understand that they alone are unable to overcome their challenges. So they understand that they cannot do it alone. They need you. That's an opportunity for you. Also, Afghanistan is in need of greater investment to build infrastructure to develop a sustainable economy. Task force mentioned earlier that open doors for you, open some better and good opportunities for you. And to put this in a context, a precondition for Afghanistan economic takeoff will be building more roads, railways, again, to have the Afghanistan mines and minerals world in order to do investment in the area, having rails and roads and all this transportation. That's something which Afghanistan needs, and that's something would assist for the future of Afghanistan. And don't forget that investors, we are here to make money. And please check with companies that they worked in Afghanistan for past 5 or 6 years ago. Look at their balance sheet and see what did you miss. But it still is not too late for you. There are opportunities. Folks mentioned earlier, security in Afghanistan is not as bad as you read it in the media. And of course, media excuse me, is fascinated by the bad news. But you got to go reach to someone who can really give you a credible and honest opinion about Afghanistan security. When I go to Afghanistan, my family would call me every few minutes, how is everything? I said, well, I had dinner with so-and-so. He said, oh my God, what happened? Nothing happened. We were there until 2 in the morning. And I got a taxi, really went back home to my hotel. So that's something which is difficult for people to understand when they're not in Afghanistan. So let me at the end to restate once again, and it was mentioned by the last panel, it was a great panel, that Afghanistan will be able in the long term to remedy its problems with the excavation of its oil and minerals. There's no doubt about it. $1 trillion at least in task force worked on this for the past 2 years. Only covered 30% of Afghanistan. It's a lot of money there. But in a short term, like 5 years following 2014, there will be problems, there will be challenges. But luckily with this strategic agreement, Afghanistan will have a good friend to help them overcome the challenges. And I can tell you, in 5 years, things would change, really. It would change dramatically. And by that time, if you're not in Afghanistan, you might be kind of left behind because other people, they will take advantage of that. In the neighboring country of Afghanistan, they would also get benefit from natural resources projects in Afghanistan, and they will be encouraged by the shared prosperity to assist and bring violence to a slow halt. Congressman Rader, he mentioned about the Silk Road initiatives, which really connect Afghanistan with the Central Asian government. And there was enormous presentation and information was given in that area. That would really encourage, help the neighbors to see their prosperity, to see their peace in Afghanistan's peace. I don't want to take a lot of your time, and I'm sure Chris is here somewhere. Well, let me, at the end, also thank Chris, the CWI's CEO, and his wonderful team for making this event possible. And thank you so much, Chris. You all have a great day. And of course, Chris would have, just after his closing remark, some announcement about this afternoon event. Thanks again. See you.